This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. You know, in the comics, Terra and Slade were banging, right? Yeah. All the Predator vibes Slade was giving off in Teen Titans weren't just vibes. In the comics, the man was middle-aged, her boss, and a murderer, yet somehow them hooking up was meant to make the 16-year-old seem like the evil one. Which is a choice. There were regrets. So naturally DC never pulled this crap again. Unless your name was Batman or Hal Jordan. But this all just goes to show just how even one of the most iconic Teen Titans stories ever made can be gutted by hindsight. So let's talk about Terra and Beast Boy, the incredibly beloved couple that had a chokehold on our childhood and emotionally scarred a generation. I've gone over some of the other classic ships from this show, from the canon to the make-believe, but Terra's storyline is really something else, as it is both incredibly compelling in its execution and maddening in its faults. This show came within a hair's breadth of doing a miscommunication trope and actually getting it to work. I love this ship, but it's got problems. More than you would remember, with the very nature of the show working against it. Which is shocking when this is easily the best version of Terra that's ever been made. So we have to take it all together and analyze the good, the bad, and see where we land with it. But first, we gotta talk about something almost as important as my childhood. We gotta talk about the man, the myth, the payer of my bills, and a shockingly good time, Raid Shadow Legends. An epic turn-based strategy game with over 700 champions, PvE and PvP battles. Doesn't matter if you're trying to kill 5 minutes or 5 hours, Raid is a blast on your computer or on your phone. And you have never seen an app run graphics this good, and honestly, you owe it to yourself to try out Raid, as it's basically the Avatar 2 of video games. Everyone hears about it, and love it or hate it, you gotta try it out at least once to finally figure out what the hell all these people are talking about. Sign up is super easy and free, and for a limited time, there are plenty of goodies for those who use the link in my description. And just to make what I love about this game just a little bit more clear, let's talk about my top 3 favorite factions. As if you're gonna play, you might as well look great while doing it, and my favorite looks are easily number 3, Dark Elves. You know, Dark Elves. Because if you want to play an elf but don't want to be called basic, drizzle some edge and play as a Dark Elf like Queen Elva. Build her right and you will wipe the competition and just look great doing it. But if you're looking for something a little bit more spicy, then look no further than my number 2, Demon Spawn. This faction has got everything. It's got demons, it's got sexy demons, more sexy demons, and an absolute unit. You can't pick wrong here. If you want something a little crazier, we gotta go with my number 1, Night Revenants, which brings an undead flair to the party, and nothing's cooler than Skull and Crossbones. Unlike Dark Elves, they combine just the right amount of edge without trying too hard. These guys are my all-time favorites, and you definitely gotta go try them out. But if you need one more reason to finally check out Raid this May, come and join the Egg Hunt. But don't worry, it's not for chickens or for the Easter Bunny. You'll be hunting dragon eggs. Sign into egghunt.plarium, and from April 14th to May 15th, you can journey through the flaming portal to scour the dragon's lair and find hidden eggs. All for the chance to win prizes ranging from legendary raid champions to Amazon gift cards with a total value of $20,000. This event is for new players, but existing ones can enter as well. Just use the link in the description. And you'll find a special promo code to earn a small in-game gift. With all this exciting stuff and more coming to Raid, if you haven't started playing yet, then what are you waiting for? Use my link in the description or scan my QR code to get insane bonuses. We're talking epic champion Talia and other useful things. So go try it out. Now, let's go back to the video.
I'm Terra, and you're...
Hello, little girl.
You know, I'm joking, but the actual show isn't that far off.
Don't get too attached, my young friend. I saw her first.
So here's all the context you need for the Teen Titans. Slade is the main villain, whose main MO is grooming children to be his apprentice. He's kind of the Darth Sidious of DC. Slade spent the entire last season trying to blackmail Robin into working for him, only for that to not work out so well on account of Robin calling his bluff. So now, the grown man who has spent most of his career fighting children is butthurt and looking for a replacement, with the band of teen heroes accidentally running into his latest target, Terra. Yes, this is Terra. She has Earth powers. That's all the backstory I'm gonna get into, as that's pretty much all the show gives us. But the girl is here, and she is radiating new main character energy, being fun, lively, and excited to meet the Titans, with it taking about 10 seconds for Beast Boy to start crushing. As she's cute, but she also thinks he's funny, so he is donezo. With Terra being the first character in the show to think he's funny, which, just to clarify, most of his friends do think he's funny, just not intentionally. But in spite of Terra's fangirling, shit starts to get real as the Titans realize their new homie is homeless.
I cannot permit my new friend to slumber in a lonely cave of darkness. I have a flashlight. Ah!
So the Titans do what every kid was shamed by their parents for suggesting, inviting the poor girl to stay at their house for a bit, where we get a first-hand look at just how Terra has been living and its sympathy pangs all around, as Terra has clearly been living without a stable home situation for a while. As her first shower destroys the drain from all the invisible dirt she's been collecting, she will also eat anything and everything, showing how she will take what she can get, not caring if it's past due or past tense, with her first instinct being to pass out on the couch even though the Titans have a guest room for her. As this girl has been couch surfing and didn't want to impose by asking for a bed, like she is doing laundry in the sink, which the American middle-class children this show is written for, screams in need of help.
Hey, Terra, I thought you might want a blanket. Terra?
This is where we start saying the troubled kid things out loud, as Terra does need help. She's a teen superhero that doesn't have a home, but what's worse, she's insecure, as Terra's control over her powers are a bit finicky. They tend to flare up with her emotions, so her worrying about her powers lead to them being harder to control than they already are, with her insistence on keeping her shit control a secret only putting more pressure on herself to not mess up, leading her to mess up even harder. She has a very deep complex about this, making her fun girl persona at least in part an act to try and make sure other people don't catch on or notice. Terra is so scared of people hating or blaming her for this that the mere idea of training with the Titans to possibly stay and be a member is enough to make her dip in the middle of the night. Thankfully, Beast Boy catches her on account of waiting till the middle of the night to think to bring her a blanket, with the two proceeding to have a meet cute where BB assures her that everything is going to be okay, that everyone wants her to stay, with him promising not to snitch about her powers after she almost sends him into the stratosphere. But Terra only agrees to stay one more day, and then the Titans try to kill her. Yeah, this seems a little harsh for a beginning training course, but Terra is able to get through it, fighting off multiple panic attacks, breaking Cyborg's record and most of the course, with her latching onto Beast Boy for being the first person in a long while who believed in her, for giving her the confidence to do the thing.
I did it! You said I could do it and you were right!
This is sweet, and I do like Beast Boy and Terra together. They are very cute. They just click immediately. Beast Boy has that boundless confidence to help inspire Terra to face her fears, and unlike with Raven, he gets to be emotionally intelligent for a change, talking Terra through her problems and assuring her things will be okay. Even if he stumbles and fails here and there, his intent is good, and we love him for that. And personally, I think these two are mostly just cute together, as the excitement of Beast Boy potentially finally getting a girlfriend is kinda what really powers the ship for most of it, with what little time they spend together allowing the show to get away with it. It's not deep character work, but it's very effective, just like the Amber Alert all the Titans get, as Slade is up to his old tricks again. And of course, Beast Boy then screws it up when he invites Terra along on the mission, because despite knowing how dangerous Slade is, Terra's powers are a bit hit and miss, and they'll be underground, he sees a sad face and wants to include her. So Terra gets to join the mission, and it's all downhill from here.
Gotcha, bitch!
So the Titans go on the mission, they're fighting robots in a mine, Terra screws up and accidentally causes a cave-in on Beast Boy, making Terra freak out as she now feels like a failure. So Terra decides the best course of action is to try and prove herself, and she does so by trying to bring in Slade alone. And all she ends up accomplishing is getting trapped in a cave-in with him, where Slade gets to work manipulating another teenager.
Right into a trap. Another mistake. You, of all people, should know better.
See, Slade has done a background check on her. He knows about her attempts to be a hero in the past, with her powers often ending in disaster, as having Earth-based powers tends to lead to unintended consequences, with her catching the blame even when things weren't her fault. This explains why she's so paranoid about people thinking she's in control, as otherwise, she thinks she'll be blamed for anything bad that can and will happen.
Everywhere you go, you try to do good. And everywhere, you fail.
Slade positions himself as the only person who can help her, that he can train her to control her powers, to make her shine, as he puts it. With him working overtime to undercut the Titans, describing them as being incapable of even helping her, claiming the second they find out about her lack of control, they'll turn on her like everyone else.
You don't really believe they're your friends, do you, Terra? And when they find out what's wrong with you, they'll reject you like everyone else.
Every word this man says could be quoted in a book labeled Red Flags. Slade is pushing all the buttons he needs to. He is making her feel worse about herself and her powers, that not only are the Titans going to abandon her, but insinuating that even Terra doesn't believe that the Titans are going to be her friends. Slade may not be a sex offender in this version, but he is still a predator, preying on Terra's insecurities, setting her up to reject the Titans and come work for him. He doesn't even know about the promise BB made to hide Terra's secret, but he leaps to that correct conclusion immediately just to twist the knife a little bit deeper.
He promised.
He lied.
With the man leaving on probably the coldest line Terra has ever heard.
Don't lose control! Don't lose control!
How can you lose something you never had?
Terra's powers go out of control. She is freaking out and nearly destroys the mines, with everyone in the room noticing that something is wrong. Thankfully, Beast Boy shows up to calm her down, telling her everything is going to be okay, and she believes him. Till they get home and we run into the thing that everyone hates.
You promised! You lied to me! You lied!
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Okay, so Robin, based on Terra's everything, put it together that the girl is struggling a little bit with her powers. The fact that Robin figured out the obvious causes Terra, who is already rattled from Slade, to jump to the conclusion that BB is a snitch, running away from the Titans where she'll eventually join the obvious sociopath, with everything that happens afterwards being a direct consequence of this one misunderstanding, which has always pissed me off. But in its defense, I don't think this is the worst example of plot-convenient miscommunication in the world. Terra's insecurities and tendencies to bolt at the first sign of trouble is something that they set up early on. Then Slade showed up and basically teed up Terra to assume the worst about the Titans. They're taking the fact that Robin knows as a personal betrayal from BB when she is desperately looking for someone to trust right now. Broad strokes, I think it works. But I also want to peel off my skin every time I watch this scene, as Robin is doing the thing that Terra secretly hopes her friends would do. Robin suggests Terra just needs to train and things will be better. He's not rejecting her, and either way, she will have a home here with them. But then we leap to the worst reaction possible so that the rest of the story can happen. Terra bolts immediately and just gets away. Everything that happens after this, Terra becoming Slade's apprentice to her death, is caused by this one decision to run and to not give her friends a chance to explain that her being bad at her powers is obvious. Even if Terra is insecure and assumes the worst because of the past that's only ever alluded to, I don't think the show fully earns Terra running away here. As yes, children will do dumb shit, but narratively it doesn't quite get me there. Kinda like how the story doesn't have enough time to make you feel like Terra was ever an actual member of the Titans. As you see, Terra comes back, like immediately, rocking a new outfit, suddenly in control of her powers. Everyone is ecstatic to have her back, but are shocked because she left the Titans the way that she did.
Robin said I needed practice, so I've been practicing.
So Terra, upon her return, ends up spending an entire episode butting heads with Raven, the sole member of the Titans who doesn't immediately welcome her with open arms, instead picking up bad vibes and poking holes in her story, with the two getting in each other's way as Raven thinks Terra is being too reckless, which she is, but they end up working together. BB tells Terra Raven is just slow to warm up to people, and Terra becomes an official Teen Titan, with her betraying them a whole 2 episodes later, with the one in between being a tournament arc for all the boys, with Terra only getting a cameo at the end for the women's division. See, this is one of the problems you run into with Teen Titans being an episodic series. It does tell bigger stories across multiple episodes, but the majority of them are standalones that can be watched in any order. So having Terra be there could require watching the previous ones, making it confusing. So instead, the one episode where she could appear, she doesn't, and the betrayal happens as quickly as possible, meaning that you never really get a chance for Terra to feel like a member of the team. Yes, she and Beast Boy have a thing, she's bonding with Raven, but we don't get a chance to buy into her being a Titan. She's their friend, but let's be honest, we've only known her for 2 whole episodes, and that's not really enough time to be fully invested. And this does work better when the show is watched weekly, so that Terra as a character can linger in your psyche. But when you're watching the series back to back, the brevity of Terra's existence becomes really apparent. This is something that the creators have admitted as much to, having wanted to put Terra in more episodes, but unfortunately got pushed back and had to keep the weekly hijinks. But now, it's time for the betrayal and the heartbreak.
I mean, if you were really my friend, I could tell you anything. And no matter how horrible it was, you'd still like me, right?
Yes, I promise, Terra. No matter what.
So Terra is perfect, Terra is beloved and trusted by all. Beast Boy is cutely floundering on how to ask her out, giving her a handmade box as a present.
I'm sorry, Beast Boy, I can't.
But
I just can't.
Give it a minute.
Wanna go out?
There we go. The two end up going on a late night date, with Terra taking Beast Boy out of town to visit a diner she went to when she was living on the run. And we quickly realize the reason for this is that she is on the run. Having shut down the tower's security systems, Slade's goons try to kill Cyborg and the rest of the Titans, all while Terra is off hanging out with Beast Boy, having an incredibly cute date. But the whole time she gets flashes of Slade, as this was not the plan. See, originally, Terra was supposed to join the robots in taking out the Titans. Instead, she grabbed Beast Boy and dipped on this little road trip to her past, visiting the places where she felt most at home with this guy that she cares about, which sounds amazing. But this isn't a date. Terra's really spinning her wheels as she doesn't know what to do. She likes Beast Boy, she likes being a Titan, but she's also Slade's mole and just let him into the home her friends gave her. But rather than refuse Slade or warn her friends about what's happening, Terra did what she always does. Run away, and putting out feelers for how Beast Boy will take the news of what she did.
Beast Boy, if you knew something bad about me, would you still be my friend?
of course.
Beast Boy, during all of this, is great. He's reassuring her by checking if she's okay, and the whole night goes wonderfully. It really does feel like the perfect date in spite of the oncoming reveal. And not in a manipulative way where they're trying to make things go perfect so that'll hurt all the more later. That's what they're doing, but it doesn't feel like it, which is important, as date night's over.
Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Yes, Slade is here. It's his average Monday night stalking teenagers, and he just cut off Terra before she could tell BB the truth, with the grown man dropping the bomb that Terra is his apprentice, that she's always been working for him, and his friends are all under attack because of her. Beast Boy refused to believe it, till she admits it.
Fire!
Beast Boy, it's the truth.
But now we can dig into the thing that I really love about this couple, and more specifically, Terra. I think as a character, she is fascinating, as there are layers to just how deeply fucked her situation is. As yes, she did betray the Titans, she was gonna help kill them, till she got cold feet and had to just run around town with Beast Boy, unable to commit one way or the other. As Terra felt trapped, she didn't ask for any of this. She spent so much of her life terrified of hurting people, not knowing who she could trust, with the only person who could apparently help her also being the person who got it into her head she couldn't rely on her friends. Terra is Slade's victim as much as anyone else in the show. He took steps to isolate her, manipulate her into coming to him for help so that she felt like it was her own decision, then leveraged his new influence to pressure her into infiltrating the Titans. Slade probably didn't tell her at the start that their end goal was to kill them. It was most likely just a slow trickle of increasingly evil acts, to get Terra more comfortable with doing what Slade says. In the same way real shitty people slowly escalate in favors, till they start asking for what was originally unthinkable. Slade lied, and Terra had assumed that their relationship was a quick pro quo, but he only said that to get her at his side, then used the guilt she felt from her actions to keep her there. Terra is 14-ish, and didn't know what to do and acted irrationally on emotions like teenagers do. She is terrified of Slade, she loves the Titans, but the longer she worked for Slade, the more the guilt would build up, and the worse it was going to be when the truth came out. Terra consistently has shown her main go-to when dealing with her problems is to run away, so she kept putting off the situation till the last possible second, instead pretending everything was fine, that she was a member of the Titans, that there was no one-eyed child abuser breathing down her neck. Even her best case scenario here tonight isn't going back to the Titans. She doesn't think that they'll have her, and she was too ashamed to accept it. But all that she's done has been concocted and planned by Slade. He's the one who put her into this situation. She is his victim, but she doesn't know how to express that. So this happens.
No, You said you'd be my friend no matter what, remember?
Slade was right. You don't have any friends.
Yeah, Beast Boy just abandons Terra. She's pleading with him to still be her friend, that she's sorry, threatens Slade to save BB's life. Yet Beast Boy understandably is pissed and raw at finding out the truth, that Terra put his friends in danger, lied to him, and is working with the Titan's greatest enemy. He doesn't have the context and is too pissed to listen, while Terra is poorly trying to explain her situation. Terra, like the scared girl that she is, latches onto the first thing that she can think of, that promise that Beast Boy made that he would always have her back, that he would always be her friend. But that's not really worth much when you find out that they potentially killed your adopted family. So for as much as I don't like how miscommunication starts this whole tale, I think the poor communication here is tragic and brilliant. As when I was a kid, I loved Beast Boy ripping into Terra, then just walking away, as there's this horror and disgust at Terra betraying the Titans. She's not a villain with an obviously evil motive that we can love. She was their friend, she was a Titan, and she betrayed them. So to younger me, it felt right that BB would just say no, go to hell. No forgiveness, no redemption arc, you did a bad thing and you need to be punished for it. But looking back on it now, really understanding the situation that Terra is in, I truly do feel sorry for her. I can see that Beast Boy is making the wrong decision. Beast Boy is on the level that I used to be on, that raw anger from betrayal, but having the context to know what Terra is going through, how Slade is truly the person to blame for all of this. But Terra can't communicate that. And it's even worse when you realize Slade's sudden appearance was a calculated move to take control of the conversation, forcing the reveal to happen in the worst way possible, robbing Terra and Beast Boy of the chance to talk about what's going on. If Terra had been able to tell BB on the Ferris wheel what had happened, without all this fighting and tension, they might have been able to make amends eventually. But no, BB got the worst possible version of the story, so he insulted and disowned Terra, leaving her to fall back into the arms of Slade, who now finds his apprentice all the more willing to fight the Titans.
Terra, you can't.
Watch me.
Something else I think needs to be brought up is that we kind of need to hold fictional shows to different fictional standards. Yes, this will be peak hypocrisy for my haters. What I mean by this is, when described, everything Terra has done up until this point, and will do, it is unforgivable from a real-world perspective. People are willing to end friendships over a clapback, so Terra letting a hit squad kill her friends sounds beyond monstrous. However, this is a superhero show. People have done horrific things, started as villains, turned evil, been possessed more times than I can count, and they'll still be best friends by lunch. Terra did terrible things. However, by superhero standards, they're still forgivable. Everyone is running on big emotions, not petty logic. So we can understand why the Titans might be willing to forgive her, and we also have to deal with the dissonance of her then trying to fully kill them when she comes back as a villain, which is a lot. And it really makes us as an audience more inclined to hate Terra than even the Titans are, as we see just how disproportionate all this is.
You don't have any friends. Terra, stop! We're your friends!
I don't have any friends, remember?
Oh, this is some dumb shit though. So after BB left, he told the Titans what happened, was very, very pissed off at Terra, but the episode that she comes back to kill him, he is suddenly her biggest cheerleader.
But she's not evil. We can't just give up on her.
Flashback.
Bye, Felicia.
Bro threw her under the bus and is acting like he didn't. I'm like not against this, but we have no moment where BB processes or comes to regret what he said, which we kinda need if he's going to be the one saying they need to give her a second chance after he refused to give her one. The reason it's like this is, again, it's an episodic show. Beast Boy is the fun one who should give Terra another chance, but since the show is meant to be easily watchable for those familiar with it, he has to reset to his default nice guy persona, and not the pissed off Vex he was an episode ago. With the episode in between these high points involving Robin's interdimensional fanboy, you can almost forgive it if you watch these episodes 2 weeks apart, but back to back, it feels like a retcon and an excuse so that Raven can be the angry and betrayed one. It's weird, but the scene with Raven flipping is great.
We trusted you. We gave you everything and you treated us like dirt.
Terra goes on to pick off the Titans one after another. She even refuses help from Robin when he offers her a second chance, to turn against Slade just like he did. With the episode ending with the Titans swearing not to hold back. And they follow through, as they attack the girl and give her no mercy. BB isn't even his usual jokester self, he is just an angry wolf going for the throat. Terra ends up just running away scared, as she is not used to fighting them this seriously, ignoring Slade's orders, who decides now is the perfect time to drop the reveal that her new duds also serve as a neural interface that lets him control her. Slade literally strips her of her autonomy, using her as a meat puppet to kill Beast Boy, who is kinda just yelling at her to take responsibility.
You chose to work for Slade, chose to betray us, and now you've chosen to give him control. Slade isn't doing this, Terra. You are!
Like, I've already gone over my spiel about how Terra's the victim in this situation, but sure, go off, kid. It feels right, but the context is kinda working against this speech. So Terra, tired and just done with fighting, wants Beast Boy to just end her. But no. Beast Boy's preaching about personal responsibility, that and the fact that she almost killed her crush, is enough for Terra to shake free of Slade's control, and then she kills him for it. And then, in a final act of atonement, she uses her powers to stop a volcanic eruption from destroying the city, sacrificing herself and being turned into a statue, with her friends finally forgiving her and leaving a single memorial, proclaiming her a titan and a true friend. Then she was just suddenly alive again.
Things changed, Beast Boy. The girl you want me to be is just a memory.
So yeah, I'm going to save the ending of Teen Titans for its own video. I hate it and love it with every fiber of my soul. But Terra is allegedly alive, having finally been given the chance to be a normal kid, and may or may not have lost her memories, pretending that she doesn't know Beast Boy, who spends most of the finale trying to get her to come back. But in the end, he's forced to admit that just like the show, we have to let her go. After we already let her go and they suddenly drop a mystery at the last goddamn episode.
Go outside!
Not unless you come with me.
Now I like Beast Boy X Terra, and I still completely understand why it had such a grip on my psyche as a kid. It was just so cute. She was just the perfect fit for Beast Boy in that he can be both funny and mature when he's with her. It doesn't have that Raven problem where in a lot of the episodes about them, he's the problem, acting like an immature douche to learn a lesson about respecting boundaries. But them as a couple will leave a lasting impression on you, and deservedly so, as it was one of the first shows people watched that really dealt with betrayal and death. So this ship is mentally scarred into our collective psyches, and I love it for that. That said, on rewatch, I think I'm more in love with Terra as a character than her and Beast Boy as a couple, as them being in love does make the scene more tragic. But on a rewatch, you really get to see just how much the imagination has filled in the gaps for them as a couple, as there's a whole stretch where they were together on the Titans. But we don't get to see that. It's only ever hinted at or quick flashbacks. This show is meant to be watched week to week, so you could do that easily. When you watch them back to back, it kind of just feels like she came and went, with this also going on to reveal some of the flaws of just how the show was set up, from Beast Boy going from big mad to being the only one advocating for her redemption. The emotions are all there, but sometimes the story isn't. As yes, the Titans may be more than willing to forgive Terra on account of the hero to villain pipeline being a circle. Not to mention Terra was very willing to kill the people that she was just begging for help from, making it feel like the relationship isn't that strong. And you're so understanding about why Beast Boy would call her out, it doesn't feel like Terra is fully justified to be as mad as she is. As for all of her flaws, being violent or vengeful was never one of them. I'm still along for the ride, I still enjoy it. But this story and the ship is held together by vibes and shoestring. I would love it if they just had an extra episode or two to really flesh them out, but Terra x Beast Boy are still iconic, and no one is ever going to take that from them. Thank you all for watching, like, share, and subscribe so that I can keep talking about more cartoons with y'all. Remember to check out my sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Peace out, have a good one.